We don't believe in mixing gospel with politics. I will not injure further the women who have had abortions in my congregation by talking about abortion. We don't participate in public demonstrations. Abortions are simply a sign of the end times. I preach holiness and Christ crucified to a troubled world. Our church supports the local pregnancy resource center. The aborted children will go to heaven. God's mercy provides for them. And believe me, half of those excuses were mine. And then the people I know and the Christians I went to church with, there's just kind of like a general apathy going on in the church. And I believe God's given me a message to wake the church up. You know, we have these elections coming up. And I pray that every pro-lifer does not vote their pocketbook, does not vote economics, but they vote their conscience. There's nothing higher, thank you, there's nothing higher than the cause of life. If you don't have life, you can't buy gifts, you can't buy stock. Life is the general issue, the most important issue. And I don't want to preach politics, but I don't think abortion is a political issue. I think it's a moral issue. The first thing one of our candidates said, I guess you can guess when I tell you what he says, the first thing he's going to do is pass the Freedom of Choice Act. That'll nullify everything that's been done locally on the state to get parental notification, partial birth abortion. It will nullify all the things that we've accomplished in the different states to restrict abortion. I saw the video, he promised to do a Planned Parenthood rally. The other candidate has promised to be a pro-life president and elect pro-life judges. I think we need to vote our conscience in November. I'm so glad you're all here tonight. Like I said, I would never have been here a year ago. And we're hoping you'll write a very big check for Mass Citizens for Life because they need the money to do what they're going to do. They're doing wonderful work. I've been honored that I wrote a request into the board of directors asking them if they would think about changing the Woman's Right to Know bill into Laura's bill. If they would put her face with that bill and personalize it. And thank you that they're doing my request. I want to thank them. They've been a blessing to my life, especially Marie Sturgis. I want to thank her personally. What a Woman's Right to Know bill. I believe if this was passed when Laura was alive, that I might not even be here today because Laura had a conscience. If she could have saw that sonogram, she would have known that wasn't a blob of tissues. When you start counting fingers and toes, the lines have to disappear. They will not show the girls the sonograms. But with Laura's law, with the Woman's Right to Know bill passed, that will happen in the abortion clinics. South Dakota is very active, and they almost have shut down abortion in their state because they've gone through legislation. And it's through the laws, the legislation, and Mass Citizens for Life, that's what they do. They pursue it through the legal. I know it's not a pretty thing. It's, the pregnancy care centers, they're wonderful. We need them, but sometimes we forget about the people there in Beacon Hill trying to press these laws through. They need your help. It's easy to write a check, but I think every person here has to need a God consciousness as a Christian, but we need to have pro-life consciousness, that we need to become active. We need to put our actions into our deeds. I know we all have lives, we have children, we have families, but there's a lot more we all could be doing. We can all be doing. We need to energize what's happening. I believe we can see abortion end in our lifetime. I truly do. Saw slavery end in his lifetime, but his passion, his heart, his soul were in it. We just can't put our checkbooks in it. It has to be our heart, it has to be our passion and our soul. And then and only then, I believe, is when we will see abortion end. I would ask you to please keep our family in your prayers. It's been a very difficult year, but God has brought a lot of beauty into our lives. You're part of that beauty. I've met some wonderful people in the pro-life movement, and I think you're all beautiful because you are next to the heart of God. I believe the life issue is number one in God's mind. He says he hates the shedding of innocent blood. That's what the Word of God says. That's the number one thing. He hates the shedding of innocent blood. We can stop it. I do truly believe we can stop it. I just want to thank you all for having me here tonight, and God bless you.